All right.
Welcome
Stay
once
safe.
again.
I like that.
It's time for What's Up and About. So while MM is putting on her many trinkets and rings, let me let you guys...
Did you offend this guy before?
All right, so we have a very interesting story, which was brought to our notice by a lady Mary here. And it's very interesting, that story. It's one of a lady who just gave birth. She lives with her husband, and she has a neighbor of whom, well, very observant neighbor. And the neighbor tells the story about how she noticed that they had just had a baby. However, nobody came. No omugwo, is that what it's called?
Yeah.
Omugwo.
No omugwo, no mother-in-law. Nobody came to say, hey, welcome new baby, or okay, let me help you take care of you and the baby until
As
maybe,
the usual.
as it's
not
usual
like
custom.
it's not in Nigeria. Or This happened.
This happened in Nigeria. So upon noticing this, her mother, that's the observer now, says, okay, I'm going to go over and help her out. She does this for an entire month, bathes the baby, helps the mother with the pressing of the stomach like we do culturally here. After a month, she says, okay, that's enough. I'm going to stop now. The husband comes and says, Mama, you haven't come since. Mama says, well, she's okay now. She has learned how to bathe the baby, so I can now relax. Don't worry, I'll pop in once in a while. But you also have to note that I have work as well. So the husband, that's the father, the new father, goes out, gets, what do you call it?
Some gifts.
Some gifts, you know, edibles and stuff, and, you know.
Just
milk,
appreciate
all of
the
that.
woman.
In appreciation, brings it over. Thank you, Mama. Goes back home, and a fight ensues between him and his wife, who is the new mother. Now, he comes out very disturbed, and this Mama comes out and says, okay, why now? And he says to her, well, reluctantly, it's my wife. She's angry that I got you those things. The countenance of the new mother also changes toward the observer neighbor and her mother. She stops greasing them and everything. And the husband also noted that that was the reason why nobody came to see them, or nobody ever wants to see them, because she has such a bad attitude. Now, I have my reservations. I know why. I believe I know what the problem is, of course.
What do you think the problem is?
She's suffering from a mental illness. And she pushes away people. If you trace it, you will find out that somewhere in her childhood, she went through something that has traumatized her entire life and pushes people away, or just does not have that relationship with people at all. She is incapable of connecting with people, or...
She's antisocial.
She's very antisocial, but as much as it's a very bad attitude, I still sympathize. Empathize? Sympathize? I'll find out.
Anyone.
Empathize.
One of the two with her, because I know that something very, very adverse must have happened to her
growing up
in her childhood. That's what I think. If you're going to go all in, don't use my...
I agree with you. I agree with you. It's possible that there's something wrong, or it could just be postpartum depression.
Say, before she got married, nobody likes how...
No, wait. Let's not look. Let's not... Right now, let us...
Focus on
the situation and the fact that she's a new mother. So it's possible that this could be postpartum depression. But then again, they say family is meant to protect you.
No matter what.
No matter what. The husband knew, even if she has been suffering mental illness from her childhood, it was the husband's responsibility at that point to protect his wife, regardless of whatever happens between them. Do you understand?
May the Lord not let... Continue.
It was
My
his
son had that kind of
yeah,
wife.
he should have protected her. Whatever the issue was, I don't think it was nice of him, or it was fair of him to have revealed to the other neighbor, because it shows a bit, it's insensitive. How would you expect her to feel? She made that sacrifice. So I don't think it was fair of him to reveal whatever was going on. Yes, to the neighbor. I'm talking about the neighbor now.
Okay.
It wasn't fair to reveal whatever, how the woman felt.
Like I said, it was reluctant. He didn't just
It did not frustrate to the family members. It's to neighbor that you want to pour
Where are
your
the family
frustrations
members?
on.
The family members
gosh,
have
rest.
all run away.
Rest.
If your own family can't
There are
run
people
away
rolling
from
their eyes at you right now.
Rest.
Okay, but seriously, look, we can make excuses for her till the cows come home. But the reality is, there's a Yoruba saying, "Efiniwa," you can't hide it. Your attitude is like a smoke.
Oh, yes.
You know,
It will eventually,
people will eventually see the fire.
Yeah.
They will experience it. For your family members not to come for Omugo, Like, it's, you know, it's a different thing if nobody wants to stay with you. But your sister or your mom or your mother-in-law
What if she's an orphan?
come clean you, you know, help you out with some things for nobody to come. One. Two, the fact that somebody now took their time. Look, she's association of my husband and I. Maybe she thinks the woman was trying to get the husband to marry her daughter as second child, as second wife. What are you talking about?
That's overthinking.
Women like that, that's how far.
No, but I agree with her.
See, women like her, that's how far they believe, don't come out. And then you mentioned the childhood thingy. The only thing that could have been such is either maybe she was born into wealth and her family lost all they had, or she was born into extreme poverty, so everything she has
she's holding it. It has to be hers.
That's the only thing I'm looking at this. Because if you don't have that kind of mentality of my own, my own, my own, why will you have a problem with someone showing gratitude to someone who helped you? Anything could have gone wrong. Do you know what it means for somebody to take out of their time? For the woman to now say she has to go back to work, exactly, is why she couldn't help. Meaning a lot of sacrifices she made, a lot of things she put at the side. You did not tell your husband, and your husband will say, why? Jebina, she won't help you. No, your husband used his own initiative to buy something for the woman, and you changed your attitude to someone who knew you intimately enough to even help you, back you, help you with your baby. Wahala day.
Yeah, but you know that if the husband did not reveal this to
which husband did not,
the neighbors,
maybe
we wouldn't be having this conversation.
You know you didn't tell that
I tell a good story.
We wouldn't be having this conversation.
Let me tell you what happened.
So the husband is a snitch in this regard.
No, I see where you're coming from.
They went back to their house after he gave the woman the gifts. They went home. They were shouting, arguing. Neighbors heard what was happening.
They could have been arguing about anything.
So let me tell you.
They could have been arguing about anything.
They could have been arguing about something else.
Exactly.
It might not be, and I see where is coming from. That might not be the main crux of that argument.
Exactly.
It might have been something on the side.
Exactly.
Maybe one of the things he bought was pineapple she had been asking for.
And he did.
Now you're saying things.
That's the main thing,
issue. Exactly. Okay, so what if it is not the first time the guy is being exorbitant with his money or being, generous? Let me use the word generous.
What kind of thing is this?
Wait now, what if it's not the first time? And she, maybe for some reasons, she's decided, they've had that conversation.
And let me help you out.
And which is what I'm trying to do. What if it's more of a...
I cannot believe that is making me a disciple.
You are my disciple.
But this is it. The truth is, what is saying is, perhaps just what if it was a case of why did you not inform me so that we could have done it too?
It could have been anything.
Why did you, for the man to do it without
Now, I will
permission.
say this. I have that problem. And my wife would often tell me that it is not just you. You have to represent us.
Communication.
Okay, you can't just go and say somebody
and just do it.
Let's do it as a family. So next time when they're coming, they will come to me, the wife, first, so I can discuss with you instead of just coming straight to you. There are kind of like, regulations that I did not identify, but my wife saw. So I can see that. But still, if that is even a fraction of the reason why they started fighting, then there still is something.
We're not taking away from the fact that this woman, it's possible that she could have a bad character or bad behavior, or she has an attitude problem.
She doesn't need friends to come and talk to her. She needs psychiatric.
No, she needs to see a therapist.
Yes.
Because if she's going through some trauma issues from the past, it's possible. But let's not take away from the fact that I believe that the husband should have handled that situation better.
Mr. Husband, most times I would say, yes, you should have handled it better. But you see, in this situation, you did right. Because if you had not given that woman what you gave her, I'm sure your conscience would not be able to rest. Because you are not blind as a man. You saw the sacrifices that woman made. And you knew quite well that if you sat your wife down, it could not have happened. You people are talking about, let's do it together. If he had sat her down and then gone ahead to still buy the woman's stuff, after the wife has said, don't buy it, there will be even bigger problems.
What I'm saying here is...
But you shout. But you always shout.
Please.
What?
In the name of God.
I think that he shouldn't have told the neighbor.
Look,
try to manage it within yourself
you think,
and your wife.
You think the neighbors are
because
fools?
Don't forget that.
They shouts now.
Yeah, regardless.
Which regardless?
About anything. Why do I need a third party in this situation?
It depends on the kind of spouse you have. If you have the kind of spouse that has
may God give us a spouse.
If you have the kind of spouse that
What's
would
up and
tell
about?
somebody that went
We'll be
out of
right
their way
back.
to help
Goodbye now.
somebody else.